Good morning, my dear friends. It's another one of these editions of It Is What It Is, brought to you by yours truly, me. The following video, I'm going to start it off with this. It's only for educational purposes only. It's about knife fighting. I see a lot of individuals training in knife systems, training in systems with knives, and the Filipino, the Indonesian, the new tactics, the combatives, the World War II. Fine and dandy. Knife fighting is very dangerous. Knife fighting is spontaneous. There are cultures out there that train for that. Okay? One of the major cultures that conquered the world were the Spaniards. Why do I say that? Because a lot of the Filipino arts come straight from the Spanish conquistadores that were remnants that stayed in the Philippines, and over the years it became Filipino, right? Well, the same thing happened throughout Latin America. Colombia has a knife fighting system. You can tell by the stances, you can tell by the actions, the way it moves, you can tell by the movement. Those type of movements you can see in some of the knife fighting systems and styles in Mexico and South Texas, stuff that we used to practice with my uncles. Knife fighting is dangerous. I don't care where you're from. The whole world has knife fighting defenses and offensive structures. The problem that we have now is we have a lot of violent gangs in the United States. A lot, tremendously a lot. And people say, Paul, you're talking out of line because knife fighting doesn't exist. Knife fighting is a part of a theory that many people don't know. Knife fighting is for real. Knife fighting happens. The video that I'm going to show right here is of a knife fighting style that's out of Colombia. Look at their structure of the feet and look at the way they're moving. Look at their type of feinting moves. These are kids doing that. A lot of those kids have come over here into the United States and abroad, were brought over through the mass migration process that we've had in the last couple of years. These are the gangbangers that are seeing in the streets here. Okay? These kids, no more than 13, 14 years old. They'll stab you quicker than death. Okay? And people need to understand that. They say, how do you know it's a system? How do you know it's a style? How do you know if they're not playing around? These kids aren't playing around. Okay? These kids are going to die. Either they die in those streets or they die for a gang. And they are the type of adversary that they are not afraid of dying because they've seen death. Okay? Again, this video is for educational purposes. Now, the next one, the quickness of a knife fight. Seems to be two guys arguing. See the guy pull his knife from his back pocket and stab the person in the stomach. That happens so quickly. There was no stances. There was no fancy footwork. There's no triangular footwork, no angulation to the sides. That was straightforward, boom. That type of knife fighting you find here in the streets of Laredo, find them in Dallas, you find them in San Antonio, across the globe. So you better be in a action-reaction type motion. So for those that train in knife fighting, and they're training drills, and they're training, that's good and fine and dandy. But start paying attention to the way they're actually fighting in the street. Okay, and that video's right here. Take a look at it. People say, Paul, you're talking too much. That person should have been knocked out. Look at the way they did him wrong. He's lucky to be alive. He tried to kill somebody. Till next time, you guys stay peace, stay safe. God bless you all.